Welcome to Keeping the Magic, the podcast, a space for open, authentic conversations that guide us home to our true selves and to our magic within. Let's begin. Today, I am so happy and so pleased to welcome Skaiste, Lady from North, known on Instagram. I'm so happy to welcome you. Hello, Skaiste.
Hi everyone. Hi Charlotte.
Hi. I'm so happy that you're here. We actually tried to record last week and we had technical issues, so we decided to push it to this week. But I'm so happy that we're here and we can dive into this conversation that I'm really looking forward to, is speaking and talking about our true north, following our true north. So I will do a little presentation of Skaiste, who's with us today. So after 2 years of deep inner work, you began sharing your reflections online with a simple intention to help others reconnect with their true north, that quiet, inner direction that's always present beneath the noise of our busy lives. You're currently creating gentle and nature-based resources for people who feel lost or in transition, with the hope that they'll get the kind of support that you once needed. You use meditation, connection with nature, and gentle awareness, guiding others back to themselves in a way that feels honest, grounded, and real. So I really love the little bio that you wrote. It really kind of transcends or transcripts, I don't know if I'm using the right word, exactly how I felt when I found your account on Instagram. I immediately felt this really sense of kind of calm and inner grounding, because what you share is just so beautifully, in a way, true, and this is not negative, but like simple, in the way that you share the little details and the little beauties of life that we usually take for granted. And I really love that. And really, truly, like immediately, like your stories or your posts, I just like, wow, this feels lovely.
Thank you.
And yeah, and this is needed.
Yeah, thank you
So
so much.
yeah.
Because your word that described my sharing simple is really good actually, because I am trying to make it more simple, to more easier to understand for people, what I wanna try to say. So yeah, this word is really good. It's simple.
Yeah. So for those who are listening, so they can understand a little, what do you usually share on your Instagram account? What kind of content do you share?
I usually share more nature inspired content because myself, I like to be in the nature, I like to observe. I really connected to nature in a deeper, inside, how to say, it's just the connection with nature is
Mm,
really part of my life. So I like to share it online to inspire people to get outside to see for themselves, and I share it more like abstract style. So I try to inspire people to discover for themselves, to go explore, to search for something deeper.
mm,
Yeah, so that's the intention.
mm. Would you say that, because I have these videos in mind that I remember very clearly, that what you shared of little details of nature, whether it was leaves, berries, snow, ice, would you say that showing and focusing on those small details helps you to focus and reconnect within?
Yes, it really helps because once you notice the small things around you, like little leaves, flowers, berries. It brings you to this present moment that you feel more deeply inside. So it's like translates when you're in a present moment with the things around you, you become present more within yourself.
Mm.
So this connection to nature is like, it's like a dance between yourself and the nature, and this just becomes this beautiful present moment that you experience.
Mm. Yes. It is, it's true. When we are in nature, we become aware of our surroundings, which is true. We kind of forget in our everyday lives when we're busy and we're kind of rushing and working and going to appointments and just getting on with our days. We kind of forget about our surroundings, and we forget what's happening around us. And it's true that when we go in nature, we have the opportunity to be able to just observe without maybe analyzing or thinking, and yes, just being present where we are and noticing the details around us. And so
Yes.
that's really, yeah, that's really beautiful the way that you share, because if we are, for example, in our car, in traffic, or at our lunch break, and we're on your account, we can, like, within a second, just like, okay, visually through your videos, just relax a few seconds and connect with the content that you're sharing of this beautiful nature, of those small details. And yeah, and just for a few seconds forget and pause during our day. And I really find that it's an amazing way, and in a way reminder, through what you share, to do that.
Yeah, that's really nice to hear that from you. I hope others also can feel that, because this is what I'm trying to translate, to share, and just to help people to reconnect to nature. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm. I also love your name, your Instagram name, which is Lady from North. Where do you live?
I
May
live
I
in
ask?
Lithuania.
Right. So you are in the north.
Yeah, I kinda am.
Right. And how did the name, like, did you search for the name, or did it come up naturally? Like, how did you find your name, Lady from North?
Actually, I created this name 10 years ago, and it was not really connected to what I share now. It was just like inspiration from TV series Game of Thrones.
Oh, yes.
I really like
Oh, I love it.
the lady from North from that TV series. I got inspired by that, and because I couldn't set my Skaiste name on a Instagram page, so I just thought of this name, and it's just become my name. And after like many years now, like earlier this year, I wanted to start sharing again after few years pause.
Mm,
So I found it really connecting back to my sharings now, that I reflect on the true north, to coming back to yourself, this kind of themes. So I reconnected with this name and started to share
mm.
without creating a new account.
I love that. So it's actually not something that you kind of planned on doing, like this kind of project. They said, oh, I'm going to find a name and then I'm going to share this. It's actually something like you created 10 years ago. And then eventually, yes, it kind of happened. Like you kind of listened to intuition or inspiration. So I really love that. Like it wasn't planned in a way.
Yeah, it wasn't, but it just fold into the place which I really liked. And
Mm,
yeah, I'm just happy that this name resonated again with me.
mm.
And yeah, just continue with that.
I really love that. It's actually quite funny because it's the same for me. It happened the same way. I think I actually created Keeping the Magic. So my Instagram account, maybe, I'd say 8 years ago. And I did create it with the intent to share uplifting content or just my everyday life. But the things, the small details of life or what I was enjoying. Like I can remember wanting to post one day just a picture of my basically living room because I had just cleaned my living room and it was bright. There was a blue sky and I had this fresh bowl of fruit on the table and I was like, oh, like I feel good. And I wanted to share that feel good feeling through the picture. And that's how I kind of like started. But then it was more kind of a personal account. I didn't really I didn't have a plan, I didn't have any projects, and I was just like sharing my everyday life, then my pregnancy and everything. So yeah. And and it's quite funny because I kind of came back to keeping the magic because at some point I wasn't even on there for years. And suddenly it's like, oh, like this resonates. Like this is, yeah, this is me. This is me. And this is how I want to share.
Yeah, that's beautiful. It's very similar
Yeah,
story.
I love that. Similar stories. Yeah. So I'm super interested and curious to know um, what does for you following your true north, what does it mean to you? Does it have a specific meaning?
Yes, it's actually does. For me, following true north is listening to that deeper direction. That's to get there is actually quite a process because you everyone usually hears that voice inside the direction you should follow. Uh, take responsibilities of your choices and other things in your life. So I used to ignore that voice,
Mm,
but I realized that actually, if I would listen after some time, I would know that I would take better decisions for myself, and I started to think, what is it actually is talking inside me? What is that
mm,
voice, that deeper direction inside everyone? All of us have
mm,
it. And I realized that to hear it and to really listen to it and understand that is you won't mix with like fear or ego or other things that
yeah.
scares you. You need to really slow down and reconnect to yourself. So I do that in meditation or being
Mm,
in nature or just really spending time alone.
right.
So I start to recognize this voice inside me that what kind of tone is that? So I
Mm,
realize this is the most honest tone, and that's how I found the true north
mm,
direction,
mm.
which is still on a journey to like really recognize that this is the voice because everyday life gets in the way
Yes.
sometimes. So I really need to slow down, to sit and reflect and see where I should go next.
Mm. Yeah, I really love that. So that would be, yes, listening to your intuition and fine tuning the whispers that you hear, because they are, when we say whispers of the soul or listening to our
Mm.
intuition, it really is because it is quite subtle. We do need to kind of calm and find peace and get away from the noises, from the distractions. Because it's true, when we are in our busy lives, it's so loud that we can't hear our inner intuition or those whispers. And so yes, allowing ourselves to, no matter how it is, like yes, it could be meditation, but if we're not comfortable with
Yes.
meditation or not used to it, yes, it can be just pausing and just being somewhere calm where you're not disturbed, or even listening to like calm music, anything that will kind of bring a sense of, yeah, comfort and calming. That is where usually the inner voice kind of arises. Yeah,
Yes.
and I
Yes.
really love that. And again, what you share and the way you share really helps and inspires to do that. So I find it, yeah, really amazing the way you share naturally inspires that, which
Yeah.
is wonderful.
Yeah, because for me, I am inspired to share that with others because I think personally that if more people listen to their inner direction, true north,
Mm,
it will be less suffering in the world in general because
yeah.
people will make decisions that is honest for them,
Mm,
even though it can be like uncomfortable or you're scared to take some actions or other things,
mm,
that if it feels honest, you should take that direction, you should do
mm.
that action, you should take this change and make change in your life.
Yes, which isn't always easy. And yes, sometimes it does. I actually do want to kind of say this because even sometimes we will hear the whispers and it will feel genuine, it will feel honest, and it will feel real. But sometimes it's still scary. But
Mm.
it's not the fact that it feels scary that we shouldn't follow or push through. Um, because as soon as there's change, as soon as we get out of our comfort zone or go where we have never been, it will always feel scary. So I think that because sometimes we can think, oh, if it feels scary, then I'm not going. That's the sign that I shouldn't. Well, I'm going to say go, but yes, do ask yourself the questions. Do kind of, yeah, take that time to feel and see what comes up. And if it feels true, if it feels, as you said, like honest, then yes, it's scary, but I'm still going.
Yes. And also, there is no wrong direction, also, because
Mm.
whatever you choose, you will go and see this was for you or no. And then that inner voice will tell you, is it honest for you to keep going or you
Yes.
need to take another path? So whatever you do actually is a good decision. Just make a decision.
Oh, I love that. And that's a beautiful reminder because sometimes, yes, it's also as if like, oh, I'm taking a risk. If I take this decision, what's going to happen? Like there's no going back.
Mm.
But if you took that decision, it means that it was meant to be taken. And maybe that was the path you were supposed to take, whether it happens the way you want it to go or, yes, it will anyway be a learning lesson. I mean, a lesson for sure. And I
Yes.
love that reminder. It also does help and encourage to take action is that there is no wrong path. And I love
Yes,
that.
yes,
Mm,
because it's still maybe like for example, you asking for clarity, you just don't know what to do next, and then
mm,
you lean into something, and then you realize that it's not for you, doesn't feel that honest, it feels something off. So then you know how to redirect yourself. You
yeah.
just go back, you can sit with yourself, listen
Mm,
again, and see what you need to do next. You don't need to see the whole picture.
yes.
So the next step is the important step. So it can be small or bigger. Yeah.
Yeah. That's so true. That's also a wonderful reminder of each step at a time. And as long as this step feels aligned and good within, then there can be no wrong step or regret because it felt good and that's where we were called to go. So
Yes.
yeah, yeah. And that's also beautiful because in a way it's trusting our actions, trusting our choices, and trusting the step that we take, and that yeah, and how life responds to that.
Yeah, and it builds trust because once you start taking it and you maybe go back, but you try again and you see where it goes next. So
Mm.
you keep trusting and trusting, at first maybe doubting, but it's just the process is like
Yes,
this. and I'm living now it also.
And yeah, and doubting is so normal. Like I love that you talk about doubting, because it's normal that self-doubt will come up. No matter how much we transform or we heal or we grow, it doesn't mean that one day, oh, I've got it all together, I've done all the work, now here I am. No. Like it's an ongoing process, and it's normal that self-doubt comes up. And maybe in a way it's healthy, because it means that, oh, okay, like, well, I'm asking myself some questions like, is this really how I feel? This is really where I want to go? Or maybe should I kind of like, change slight direction? So maybe in a way it is kind of like a compass, an inner compass,
Yeah.
this little self doubt, rather than see it as, oh, I'm doubting myself and it means I'm not like confident in this and that. No, maybe it's a positive cue to help you to be curious and ask the right questions.
Yeah, I think it's beautiful what you said. Yeah, I
Mm,
think that feeling that you don't put yourself down because you're doubting, but you
mm,
start questioning. You
mm,
question, is it your decisions right? Did you follow your heart?
yeah.
And just again slow down and just listen again what you need
Mm,
to do next and what decisions to make. So I think that's
mhm,
beautiful.
mm. And I really love, again, coming back to true north. North is obviously a direction. So to follow our north. And I don't know, for those who are familiar with astrology, but if you actually study your birth chart, we do have our true north and our true south, and they mean something. And usually in astrology, in our birth chart, what to follow or to study our north, our true north, will really help us on our journey, because usually it will be um, I'd say, qualities that we are looking to kind of maybe attain, or the healing that we're trying to do, or maybe the fears that we're trying to see. Usually when we look for the true north, and obviously, like, if you don't know how to read, because I don't know how to read a birth chart, for example, so I do need a report. I do need someone to tell me, like, okay, your true north is this and that, and like, but yes, so once you have that, it really helps you. It can really help you if you feel a bit lost, if you feel a bit confused, and you're in a part of your life where you feel like, I just don't know what direction to take. I don't know why I'm here. I don't know which career I really want to pursue. I don't know where I want to live. Look for your true north in your birth chart, and it can really give you little cues and little, yeah, helpers to say, hey, well, this was what you know about yourself. So maybe you're confident, you're this and that, okay? But your north is working towards maybe being more humble, or maybe it's learning to slow down. Like, it will give you these, and it can be the contrary if you're kind of like introverted, and it's hard to express yourself maybe in public, or feel that confidence, or kind of take space. Maybe your true north will be, well, your path is to work on that, work on feeling comfortable with yourself, in presence with others, using your voice, speaking up. And so that's what I really learned for myself, is that it really showed me, like, this is what you need to work on during this lifetime. And it's amazing because it really kind of like followed my intuition, which I already started to know. I was already working on. I was like, this really doesn't feel comfortable. This is asking me a lot. And when I read that, I was like, wow. So that is what I need to pursue. And that is what I need to work within myself, because that is my direction. That's what I need to kind of, in a way, attain. I don't like to say attain like as a goal, but to work towards.
But yeah, this is really beautiful. And just I have a question for you. Do you actually feel inside within yourself that you already knew that you need to work on your voice, but you maybe have some fears or doubts. Is does it was for you like this or
Yes, it
yes?
was. For me, it was very hard to use my voice. And I always I always wanted to use my voice. When I was little, I wanted to be a singer. I
Mm.
can remember I was 5 years old and I would tell my parents, I'm going to be a singer. I'm going to be Kylie Minogue when I'm older. And I would sing and sing until I was like 23. I was singing and recording songs and stuff. But it was so hard for me, like to step on a stage, to be in front of people and I just couldn't. Like I was completely, I would just freeze. And so um, now that like I love singing, but now it's not something I would want to pursue or do like right now. But still using my voice, that is definitely for me a big thing that I had to work on, and I still am. How to use my voice, how to feel comfortable using my voice. How do I share? And the more I do that, and the more I am working on myself and feeling comfortable with myself. And so, and that was said in my birth chart. That was the direction, was to um, get out of the shadow and be more in the light.
That's beautiful. It's
Mm.
very interesting story of yours because it's a bit similar like mine too.
Oh
As
yeah.
a kid, I wanted to be a singer or actress.
Oh really? I
I
love it.
never pursued that, and then recently I looked up on human design. I'm not sure if you're familiar. It's
Yes,
like
yeah.
astrology, but it's a bit different. I'm not sure what is the difference, but it's just it's a different scheme or something like this. So I also realized, and before that, also I realized that I should work on my voice. I
Mm,
should, more maybe more speak with my voice, maybe not
mm,
singing but speaking. And
mm,
the fear of speaking in a public is big for me.
mm. I understand
So,
that.
yeah, so it's interesting because it's our inside of us. We know already that maybe we need to face our fears and
Mm,
try start to work slowly on that. So yeah.
mm. Oh, I love that. And I actually really think that if we really work, I mean, the more we listen to our intuition, it's not something that you're going to get overnight, but the more you kind of want it and search for it and listen, and the more it becomes stronger. It's like everything, like in a way, it is kind of a practice. And the more you practice that and you listen to yourself, and the more it becomes stronger, and the more it's kind of evident and easy, and it just happens. Um, but I really feel that um, the discomfort sometimes becomes so, in a way, unbearable is a big word, so I wouldn't say, but it can be for some. Sometimes if you're supposed to work on your voice or use your voice and you're not,
Mm.
even though you know you should be and it's there and you feel that urge, but you're not doing it, at some point that discomfort is going to become unbearable and very strong, and you're just going to have to go there and do it and put yourself out there and use your voice. And yeah, and there is never, again, I think it's coming back to, there is no perfect moment, and there is no perfect I should be or perfect image of how it should look like or sound like. Just to, yeah, when you feel that urge and you really feel that, oh, my voice, I need to use my, and it can be other, obviously other talents or other qualities that we have within. We're talking about our voice because that's personal for us and that's how we feel. But for others, it could be other things that you feel that you really need to share, to experience, and to feel. And if you're not, because you're afraid, because you think you don't have the capacities, you don't have the qualities for that, that's precisely where you should go.
Yes, this is very beautiful.
Mm.
because that voice is inside of you will get it. It just keep going. You
Mm.
won't make it, less. It will
Yes.
remind you again and again that what you actually should do and where you should lean towards. So yeah, it's how
Mm.
many years you wait for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does require some persistence and
Mm.
trust and perseverance for sure. But yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's not easy, but every time we can take the smallest step. Like, for
Mm.
example, our voice. I also recently started just to sing for myself
Mm.
and and to practice my voice. Just in
Mm.
general, even though I don't want to be a singer, but
Yeah.
I just sing to just open my voice
Yes.
to get into the flow, and it helps. I feel
Mm.
like I really like it for
Mm.
myself. So even just to do something for yourself towards the thing that you avoiding, or you thinking you're not good enough, or you
Yes.
don't have a skill, just the smallest step is really how it starts.
Yes. And thank you for sharing that. That's really beautiful. And I was going to ask you if there was like some advice that you could give to our listeners, like how could they start, or how could they kind of know and start to kind of one hear their intuition and kind of feel familiar with that, or notice the difference within, and and know, yes, what advice could we give. And I really love that you said it's simply by starting doing something for yourself.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's only for yourself, it's not for others. It starts for yourself, for you. And so if it is singing, for example, is amazing because, like, with sound and vibration and opening up our heart chakra, our throat chakra is opening up. So you are kind of opening up to, yes, to life, to you, to what you feel called to doing. And it makes you feel good, and it makes you, basically brings you up on a higher frequency.
Yes, it
And
does. Yeah.
yeah, and it's for yourself. So I love that, because you actually gave the advice is, well, start by doing something that really makes you feel happy and make you feel good. Yeah, not thinking, oh, what can I, yeah, not like, what could I do outside of myself to maybe, no, me. What pleases me? What makes me feel good? How do I need to express? What do I need to express?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Mm. Mm. Oh, thank you so much, Skaiste. This was, yeah, lovely. Like, really lovely. Is there anything that you would like to add, or that comes up that you would like to share?
Just thank you, Charlotte, for having me. I hope that
Mm.
listeners will hear something that we interested into exploring, and go on their own journey to find the true north, or just go back to themselves more, slowing down. Yeah, something
Mm.
like this.
Mm. Well, thank you so much. And we can find Skaiste on Lady from North on Instagram. If you want to go in and see her posts and like and support, that would be wonderful. And yeah, and thank you so much for listening. And thank you, Skaiste, for this wonderful talk.
Thank you so much.
Mm. Thank you, everyone, and lots of love. And we will speak soon. Bye bye. Thank you for listening to Keeping the Magic, the podcast. You can listen to more episodes now on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, and YouTube. Trust your potential within. Lots of love.